Good morning to all here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. I'm honored and privileged to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we have the opportunity to bring you things you won't find anywhere else. Inside of MonPosPopcorn.com is what's popping. Today we feature exclusive multimedia marketing partnerships. Of course, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time is Dolphin Time, and we appreciate you giving us a couple minutes here as I was talking off the air with the two guests we're going to have here today. The Moyne Dolphins men's soccer team will be featured in this edition of the Dolphin Dive. Callum, Donnelly, the head coach, and student athletes and penalty kick connoisseur Jack Goodrich will be here on the show with us momentarily, picture in picture, to celebrate an historic moment in Moyne men's soccer history. It is their second year in the transition from NCAA Division II to Division I. They went down the road in Syracuse, New York, to face off against the Syracuse Orange, a head coach that I have a ton of respect for as well, Ian McIntyre, and a team that won the 2022 National Championship, ranked 7th in the country when Moyne came to visit. And what happened? Well, the Dolphins showed you again they can swim in larger waters. So we'll talk to them in a moment on that. And then immediately following, here on the broadcast, we'll have Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse men's soccer preview from On the Pitch, featuring multiple student athletes as well as head coach Nick Dimitrievsky having some fun breaking down the game as well as putting each other on the hot seat in rapid fire. And we will give you our second hour in its own video because fantasy football is back and I have a whole schedule of games to go through for week 1 of the NFL. So with that being said, I am picture in picture with Callum and Jack. You will see them as I speak with them here in the Dolphin Dive. Mr. Donnelly, I promised you and I promised Jack that I would celebrate. Now, I did a video that night. Of course, the game was on Labor Day. I tried to take some time to myself on Labor Day from running around, and that didn't really work out as much as I wanted it to. I was working on Labor Day. You were working on Labor Day. And I think it is only fitting to start off this broadcast by telling everybody, Fins, way up. Let's go, Dolphins. What's up, Mr. Donnelly? How we doing? The Fins frenzy, whatever we want to call it. My article was Fantastic Win. This is an incredible, awesome, momentous moment, and you had a lot of people jumping, including myself, in front of over 2,000 people. Mr. Donnelly, congratulations. Jack, congratulations. Callum, I'll start with you. What an awesome way to start off the season. We're only a few games in. And here we go with another victory and a 7th-ranked team in the nation.
Yeah, I think obviously it was a special night for the boys. I think it shows the character that we have in the group. I think it shows the potential that we have as well. And I think, while it's obviously a special night, it's just one game, and I think we have to use the positives that we learn from the game into the rest of the season. And I think obviously it'll put us in a good foot forward, moving into Saturday's game, and then obviously with a couple more out of conference games before we start with the conference. So good night. It was the fans were incredible. It was actually brilliant to see the amount of youth there for the game. I think it's great for the Syracuse area, and I think the boys, the opportunity to play against the very best in the country and show why they're here, why they can go out and have a good season, and I thought they proved it. And we were really happy staff, we were really proud staff. But I think obviously the most important thing is the next game and the next action as well. So
yeah, no, I completely can understand that. The season started off very strong though, as we look at the fact that you open up the season at home against Canisius, back and forth, and you were able to take that victory. You fought a close one with Binghamton just an hour away, and then you come home and beat a top 10 ranked team in the country that recently won a national championship. Callum, what does that say about this year's team? I know you don't want to rest in your laurels. You don't want to say, okay, we've won a couple games here and let's not just kind of sit in this. We have other things to do. We have to be prepared. I want to challenge you for a second as a coach goes to the next game to be in these first 3 games and tell me what it says about the caliber of your team, the fight in your team, and the fact that these student athletes cannot be judged on what division they belong in, but that their character, their hard work, their talent, their enthusiasm, and their ability to help each other can put them in any place, including a victory over a top 10 team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think obviously it's a good start. I think it comes back to the hard work that we put in preseason, and again I think we had a really good group of returning players, and obviously we had some key leaders on the team like Jack, Ziad, Noah, Priesty, a couple of the younger guys as well that have been here for a while. Helped integrate the new players. We had a lot of new players coming into the group, and to be honest, they've all hit off pretty well, and they're a close group together already, which is great to see. I think obviously we're going to have challenges along the way, like every group does, but it's a testament, I think, to the players that we have, the guys that the new players have come in and felt like they're part of it already, and I think that comes down to the leadership of the guys, and I think obviously in the last couple of games you've seen that. I think this year we have a little bit more depth in terms of the squad numbers. We have, last year we were really hit hard by injuries throughout the whole year, and I think this year obviously we've had a bigger squad to pick from, and I think that's caused some headaches and challenges for us as a staff to pick the starting 11. But I think it shows what I think we had six guys come off the bench the other night and all made a massive impact. So I think whether you're starting, whether you're coming off the bench, whether you didn't play, I think everyone's really important for this team, and I think I think we proved that on Monday night when everyone chipped in.
Yeah, and Jack, we speak on people chipping in. There was only one goal scored the entire game. It was a penalty kick in the 17th minute, and you were the one that took it. Bring me into that moment, and is it true that you would brush head coach Callum Donnelly off if he told you not to take it?
I mean, I don't know if I'd go against Cal's word, but I'd definitely be arguing on the sideline with him about taking it. But I mean, last year I took all the penalties. I was 4 for 4 last year. Stepping up for that penalty, I was pretty confident taking it. It wasn't my best penalty, but I was fortunate enough to get in the back of the net, which I was pleased about.
And for you, just to bring me into this, I was talking about it a little bit off the air with you guys, but just the art of the penalty kick, right? And how you're trying to figure out little nuances maybe about the goalkeeper's trying to figure out the nuances about you. Bring me into the art of the dance of taking a penalty kick, because you've been so successful at them. I don't want you to give away all your secrets, because Lord knows I want you to keep making them. But bring me into that moment when it's just you and the goalkeeper and the net, and just how you go through the process when it's a high-octane situation where that goal could be the only goal, and in this case it was.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, it's important to, just make it a 1v1. It's me and the keeper. You got to block the crowd out, the other players. You just got to make it a situation where it's you against the keeper. And with me, I tend to go the same way in penalties, but for me, it's like a last minute decision. I'll be running up. I'll have a little look in the corner of my eye to see where the keeper is, if he's making any sort of movements, and kind of go from there. It is an art to take penalties. Some people are confident, some people aren't. I've always felt confident in taking penalties, whether that's, against a small school, a big crowd, a small crowd. Yeah, I mean, everyone has different techniques. For me, it's kind of just a last minute decision, just get in the back of the net.
Yeah, and you said you like doing it. Not everybody has the confidence to do it. Why are you so confident in this? Why are you someone who doesn't shy away from taking the penalty kicks, but goes right into it. And like we were talking about off the air before we got started, your head coach said, like, hey, I want him to take it. If I didn't want him to take it, he'd still want to take it. I mean, that confidence that you have, why? Why be so ice water in your veins? How did that happen in you? Is it something that's always been there, or did you kind of grow into that, like, I want to be in that situation, I want to be in the pressure cooker?
I mean, I guess I've always kind of felt good about taking penalties. I've always been good at taking them. I mean, look, with penalties, you can be hero or zero, like that. You know, if you score, you're the hero. If you miss, you know, the blame you got to take responsibility for that. So I think for me, you know, as you know, being a leader as well in the team, being captain, you know, I want to take that responsibility if I do miss. You know, like I don't want any of the younger lads to, you know, have that pressure on them, have that the weight on their shoulders of them just missing a big penalty. If anything, I want to take that. I'll take the responsibility for it. You know, I think that's a big reason why I take penalties and why I'm so confident going up there.
So you want the pressure. You want the team to have to lean on you.
I want the pressure, yeah, because you know I'm the been here for 4.5 years now. I'm captain. I hold responsibility. If you know we win, we lose. I want to take that pressure on my shoulders. I don't want any of the younger lads to feel that there's you know it's their fault for losing, their fault for not doing something right. So I think as a leader, I want to take that initiative and you know being okay with failure. You know, being okay, being a resilient team and dealing with the hard times.
So the goal happens. Bring me into it. What do you remember about it? Do you black out in that moment? Like you said, it's a last minute decision. So bring me into the 17th minute of a game on Labor Day against Syracuse.
Yeah, so it wasn't my best penalty. When I took it, I saw he dove the same way and it kind of hits him, but then I just saw the ball, I saw the net ripple, and I was like, "Thank God that went in." Yeah, it went in, and then you know I didn't want to celebrate too early or anything because I know you know Syracuse are a great team. I was kind of confident in them equalizing, but we were lucky enough to see out a hard fought victory.
Before we go back to your head coach, like you said, it was an early goal in the 17th minute here, and you thought that Syracuse would equalize it. What can you say to the total team effort as well as the effort of the defense? They outshot your team 28-5, yet the shot that you had was the one that counted here. So just what you can say about the entire team after that goal, after what you did. I mean, before that and after that, because they didn't score before that 17th minute either. But just what you could say about the total team effort and the defensive effort to have almost 30 shots coming your way as a team and not a single one of them got in.
No, it was unbelievable. You know, Wyatt, our goalkeeper in there, he was outstanding. He had 8 saves, I think. But you know, the whole team as a whole, we were unbelievable defensively. It's a mental battle. You know, the second half. There's 45 minutes left. It's not looking like we're going to score. We have to defend for that full 45 minutes at the end. The full 90 minutes of the game, we were defending. They had so many chances, but you know, we found a way. We had some luck, of course. Everyone needs some luck now and then, but you know, we fought to the end, and I was proud of everyone that day. It was just an incredible moment for us. But yeah, overall defensively, we were one of the best performances I've ever seen us put in.
Yeah, and Callum, for you to kind of go off of that, just to speak on the talents of Jack, why he is somebody that you trust to go out there and be the person that can put the team on their shoulders at any given time is part one of this question. And then the second part is that defense, the fact that there were 28 shots coming in the direction of your squad, your student athletes, and they didn't let any of them in.
Well, I think Jack's shown from the first year that he got in that he thrives on the pressure, that he thrives on taking responsibility. I mean, he started every single game that he's been here. I think obviously doing that as a freshman coming over and having the confidence to play. and I think he, from a character side, and it's been great to see his development and to become the leader he is today. And I'll go back to even 2 years ago. We had a game against Southern Connecticut. We were up. There was a massive crowd there. It was a NE10 quarterfinal. We had a penalty in the extra time, and Jack stood up and took it. Sophomore at the time, and I think that just showed what he relishes on the pressure, relishes on those tough situations that you get. And obviously now with the team, the guys are looking at him for inspiration, and I hold those guys, I hold him and Z, and I hold our captains to, there's going to be more demands placed on you, but I think those guys can take it. I think they're, and Jack, performance wise, he's been fantastic over the last couple of years, and we're excited for him this year. He's been not only for the 4 years that he's been here, but I think moving forward, I think he's going to go down as one of the best players that we've had for this program. And I think obviously, just a top guy, a top lad, and I think one of the guys that everyone can rely on, and I think that's a testament to his character.
Yeah, incredible. And you speak about character on the other side of this matchup. Head coach Ian McIntyre, who I've gotten to know over many years, and well before their national championship. What can you say about the class and character that's on the other side, and what it was like to play a game down the road in the same city? And I mean, the kind of the uniqueness here. So your thoughts on Ian McIntyre, one, and then two, the fact that now in Syracuse, New York, there are two Division I men's soccer programs that are 6 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, I think Mac is obviously an unbelievable coach, but I think first and foremost a great human being. I think he's always been there for me. He's always willing to offer advice, and obviously when I'm looking at someone that's been in the game for so long and been as successful as him, I just try and take every little bit of information that I can from him. And I think the biggest importance just to see how he is after a game, and I think he had some kind words for us as a program, which was obviously great. Yeah, I think obviously the win was great, but I think, as I say, the chant for our supporters and our fans, the students of Le Moyne, to see us in a big match, a big game, was just brilliant to see. It was fantastic. We had a lot of great memories at Division Two, but I think the night that we had, all of our players used to go and watch Syracuse all the time, because obviously they're playing against the best teams in the country, and the chance for us to be there and play there in that game was obviously great. But I think for us, it's about, we've created a good night on Monday, but I think it's shown the rest of the way that, like, moving forward, that we want to create more good memories, and especially when conference play comes around, we want to be able to take that energy and the concentration that we had into that game, and every single game when we're playing, and try and be as successful as we can be moving forward.
And Jack, for you, how does this team stay focused? You hear your head coach talk about, like, yeah, this is a good memory, but you want to have more memories like this. You want to continue to have more success. How do you stay focused in a moment like this? You're human beings. This is a massive win. It's exciting. Might have felt like a playoff win, and now you have to move forward from here. So how does this team stay focused and not kind of rest in that moment, celebrate the moment, enjoy the moment, but not kind of get stuck in it, knowing that the next match is up and this is the beginning of the 2024 season? There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, no, I think we got to take that momentum into Saturday, We always kind of say one game at a time, and it's true, you got to focus on the next game. Syracuse is done now. Obviously, we're going to celebrate this week, think about it, be happy about it, but the game on Saturday, that's what we're going to be thinking about soon in training. Working hard for Delaware. Delaware are a very good team. We played against them last year. We had a kind of a similar game to Syracuse, a hard-fought 2-2 draw. We just went D1. It was kind of a battle like Syracuse was. We were on the back foot defending most of the game, but we grinded out a 2-2 draw. So we got to look forward to Delaware and how we're gonna match up against them and try and get a result. But yeah, going forward, it's just kind of one game at a time for us, and I think that's really important for us to keep in mind and for the rest of the season.
What is it about this team? I've gotten to talk with you and Z here recently. I've spoken with other guys over the years with this men's soccer team. What is it about this specific squad that you love the most? Like when you look at your brothers on the pitch, what makes you believe that you all can do something special? Because you're a captain, you're a leader, you're a vet. Why do you love these guys? Why do you believe in them?
I mean, a big thing is that we're all very close. A lot of these new boys came in, and straight away we were all boys. We were all friendly with each other. No one kind of disagrees or has any issues in the locker room. We're all kind of, good lads, good friends, which is really important on and off the field. We also have a much bigger squad this year. I think we have around 28, 29 guys. So that makes training really competitive, which is massive for us. Over the years, we've been struggling with numbers and injuries, so it's been, hard to get training to the highest of standards and keep it competitive. But this year, we have a deep squad, which is really important for us. We can battle much harder in training. We do much more like bigger picture things like 11v11s. So I think that's a big factor for us this year, and hopefully it's going to work to our success.
Do you have, whether you do it or not, is there a penalty kick dance once you make it that you think to yourself, is there a rhythm or a celebration that you either do or do in your mind?
So with me, it's funny. I never celebrate when I score. I know Callum knows that. He's never seen me celebrate. I get in the back of the net and I turn around and just get back in my position.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I'm more worried about just getting the ball in the net. A lot of players kind of think what their celebration is going to be before they take it. But for me, I'm just thinking get the ball in the back of the net and then worry about the celebration. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, I wanted to know if you had something in your head that you did. Callum, for you, if you were taking a penalty kick right now in this moment on this team, is there a dance move that you would go to? Who do you think is more likely to dance? If we've never seen Jack do it, between you and him, who's more likely to show us a little rhythm out there?
Me, 100%. Absolutely no question about that, Dan. Yeah, I don't know. I'd enjoy a celebration. I probably wouldn't dance as a celebration, but I've always liked to, don't know, pull off something when I was playing as well. But yeah, I'd definitely be the better dancer between me and Jack. There's no question about that.
And before I let you guys go, we know that, like I was saying earlier, this win over Syracuse early on in the season in non-conference play for the Dolphins, it didn't come without adversity before. In a close match with Binghamton, that loss and coming back home, not letting a loss beat you twice, and just how your team bounced back. Callum, it doesn't seem like your guys cared who was ranked where. It doesn't seem like your guys cared that, this is a reclassification transitionary period, and they definitely didn't let a loss get them again. So this Syracuse win is great, but I want to go a little bit deeper into what happened beforehand, just this team's ability to let a loss be a loss, get over it, and move forward, because there was not momentum going into this game, and they created it. And I think that that's something to spotlight.
Yeah, I think we took the positives out of the Binghamton game. I didn't think it was our best game, if I'm honest. Like from an attacking standpoint, I thought we were, a little bit slack on the ball. But we worked on it through training in a week, and I think we try and learn from the defeats. We don't get worked up over if we're going to get. We know we're going to get beat. It's life. It's football. It's it's the sport that we play. We're going to have games where we maybe play well and we don't win a game. We may not play well and not win. We may not play well and then get a win. It's just so many different scenarios, and we just have to learn from each game at a time, as Jack said. So the Binghamton game was done. We learned from it, and then obviously all the focus, the preparation was to go into the Syracuse game, and I thought the boys executed the game plan really well. We had a change of shape, so always with that, there's a bit more. You have to be a little bit more concentrated in training with the different types of movements and whatnot, and I thought the boys done that really well, and they obviously, tactics aside, I think the mentality and the focus of the group was what got them through the game.
Jack, before we close with you, Callum, I want to stay with you here for a second. Why should people come out and see the Dolphins? The crowd was electric. It was the sixth largest crowd at SU Soccer Stadium since it opened in 1996. Why should people come out and see this team, support this team? What is it about the story that the Moyne Dolphins men's soccer team is writing that you feel like people should not read in an afterthought situation, but to actually be a part of?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that we've always been here. We've always, regardless of where we've been, Division Two to Division One. I think the values and the culture has kind of been passed down through generations of this program about passion, for hard work, for being there for each other, and that's not changed just because we went Division One. And I think what we're trying to build here moving forward is just a competitive team at this level, and to try and have a team that resonates with the school itself, and I think we've done that over the generations that this program's been around, a lot longer than me. And again, we just try and continue that. So I think it's about having people come out and watch a team that works really hard for each other, that respects everyone on the pitch and off it. And yeah, I think hopefully we can create a little bit more nights or days like Monday night, which was a good win. But as I said, it's just one win, and I think we have to focus moving forward on it Saturday.
Yeah, Jack, we're going to close with you here. Your focus with this team, with this squad, just what you can say. I know you said you got a deeper team now. You can do a lot of things in practice, like 11v11 and whatnot. When you look at this team as a leader, what would you like to say to your teammates? What's the message that you would like to share from captain to crew, so to speak?
I mean, I guess just to live in the moment, like in Syracuse, that was a miracle, I guess, as the commentator said at the end. But don't take this for granted, College sports is amazing, and moving forward, you're gonna have times like this again. You're gonna have low points in your career, but at the end of the day, it's just keeping your head and staying level-headed. I think make the most of these games, because each game counts. It doesn't matter who we're playing, each game matters, and it's a chance for these boys to prove to not to just to themselves, but to coach and their families that they deserve to be playing here. This is a great opportunity for them. So yeah, I think that's a good message for them.
On my closing note, Jack, I hope you keep taking the penalty kicks. Coach, I hope we get to see a little wiggle in your step with one of these games coming up here when something good happens. But thank you, Jack, and thank you, Callum, for your time. I know you guys have been working very hard in the off season. I know you've been working hard in general, regardless of division. And I appreciate you for proving me right that the Dolphins had every reason to move forward into Division One, and that you guys count yourself into every story, which I think is fantastic. I can't say enough. I'm just really happy to be around you guys and be able to celebrate this moment with you. I thank you for letting me do it, and I look forward to coming out. Callum, I know that you and I will see a lot of each other. Jack, same. And say what's up to the rest of the team for me, but I'll see you all soon. And I did, there's a video coming out on social media. I did creep over to the pitch at Ted Grant Field and put a little message out that's going to be going out today. But Jack, Callum, thank you so much. Congratulations on the incredible win, and congratulations on the Canisius win, the learning lessons at Binghamton, and I look forward to this game against Delaware because I know you guys are focused and poised to do plenty more. This is only the beginning of a story that I feel like you're all really excited to start writing, continue writing, I should say. So thank you for your time, and like I said, I can't say enough about you. Good character people and just awesome people to root for. Very easy to root for you guys. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Take care. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, bye.
Take care.
Bye.
That coming from Callum Donnelly once again and Jack Goodrich here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. And so proud of this team, this squad. And I really can't say enough because, you know, you get to meet these people and you get to be around them like Ziad and Jack and, you know, Bryant Perdomo from CNS was the first men's soccer interview I did years ago with Moyne College because he stayed here in the community and went from CNS over to Moyne. And, you know, obviously spending time with Tom Bonus when he decided to step away from the program. We went on the pitch at Ted Grant Field. We sat there right by the goal, and we had a heart-to-heart conversation. And then here comes Callum and getting the interim job and getting to do the exclusive with him about that, sitting with him plenty of times and just learning about the game through him and having him break it down and speak on the things that he's learned and what matters, and then just getting to talk with these guys. It's a fantastic win. And I live in two worlds. I live in this like, wow, this is an historic moment that's going to live forever, and I want you guys to celebrate it and enjoy it. And at the same time, I want you to make sure you're prepared for the next game because there's plenty of work to do, right? One of my closest friends, Floyd Little, there's a book over my right shoulder in the studio that he signed for me. And we built a very close friendship over an 8-year span, and I would like to think we keep building it with him up in heaven because he's not that far away, right? Jesus destroyed our death and restored our life when he died on the cross. And Floyd would use that well-known poem, and he would say, "There's miles to go before I sleep and promises to keep." And this team has many more things that they want to achieve. They didn't set out to win a game this season. They set out to win everyone, to learn, to evolve, to grow, to respond to adversity with grit, determination, dedication, positivity, humility. You know, LL Cool J said, he said, don't let the losses go to, what does he say? Don't let the wins go to your head, the losses go to your heart. And as great of a moment this is, and a great of a story this is to tell, and I'm glad to be a part of it, that they are allowing me to tell this story. You know, these guys have been great to me. At the same time, this is but one chapter in what the Moyne Dolphins men's soccer team is writing and what Moyne College is writing overall. You have a tenacious president in Dr. Linda Lemura. You have coaches, not just the head coaches, but coaching staffs that are vibrant, passionate, and just leaders of great sacrifice. So many of them make so many sacrifices. And that doesn't go unnoticed. And you have student athletes of tremendous character. I have met so many wonderful student athletes at Moyne. I'm more happy of the people they are than what they're doing on the fields and courts and pools and tracks of life. So, working with the Dolphins is a heck of a lot more than one victory. But we're going to celebrate them. And we're going to get back in the pool and swim again. So, I can't say enough. Dolphins, you know I love you. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back with another team I love dearly, the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse. We're going on the pitch to tell the story of the 2024 Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse men's soccer team. And I cannot wait to share this story with you. Coming up next. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
All right, you need to come out here and get yourself the Brooklyn Pickle. I was talking about this with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, there's no better sandwich in the state of New York than the Brooklyn Pickle. And now that I found out that they're going down to North Carolina, we are taking over your taste buds everywhere you are, wherever you're going to be. You need to get yourself out to the Brooklyn Pickle. Pinehurst, you just realized that you found yourself the best sandwich shop that you're ever going to have. This is a glorious moment. It's a blessing to your community. You're welcome. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Go over to the Brooklyn Pickle. You already know what it is.
You heard the man. Head to Brooklyn Pickle Pinehurst on 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. This is Dan Tortora here at practice for the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse Bobcats men's soccer team here in the 2024-25 season. And as you know, we have the exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. I am honored and privileged that it is soccer season again. And this is the Bobcat Buzz. We're here with the head coach and the athletics director at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, Nick Dimitrievsky. And we have some new faces here for the Bobcat Buzz. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. So we'll start here.
My name is Jono. I'm from England, America, and Bulgaria. I play center back. And I'm happy to be here.
My name is Johnny. I'm a senior. I'm from Boston, originally from Haiti, and I play center back. I'm happy to be here.
My name is Antonio Costa. I'm from Brazil, and I'm a goalkeeper. And it's a great opportunity to be here today.
And of course, we have Coach. So, Jono, I'm going to start with you. Just what you can say about why you chose Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, why be a part of this program?
I feel like it's a great opportunity for a lot of kids that don't really have a way out of where they are. Like myself, I was in Bulgaria. It's not really somewhere that you can, start a good career straight off the bat. So, pleasure to meet Coach and, give me a great opportunity, a great stepping stone into a future of soccer.
Coach, how did you find John?
Well, first of all, these three are among the best in all of the USA. We're really privileged to have him.
Yeah.
Through contact, and he has just really stepped up to be our captain. And those two are our two center backs. You get them 6'6", and you can't beat them or they're going to destroy you. So I'm just so happy. I mean, they are my right-hand man, and they just, huge excited for them to have me.
Johnny, funny. We connected, I think, through social media way back, and now we get to stand next to each other and tell the story. How did you end up at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse? Why was this the right fit for you?
I mean, actually, just because I was playing for community college, and we played against Bryant Stratton, and I was able to forget that game because we lost the last inning. And I got contacted by the coach. It was really a good opportunity. I chose to do it.
Awesome, I love that. So, and Antonio, for you, being a goalkeeper, being in the box, why Bryant Stratton? Why guard this team? Why guard the Bobcats?
So, first of all, also it's a great responsibility to defend this team because we are 3-time BSC championship champions. So it's a huge responsibility for me. But at the same time, I like the pressure, I like the environment, and then I believe it's also in the project of the coach when he contacted me, and also the teammates here help a lot for the environment to be good in harmony, and we just expect the best for this season. And hopefully the national team.
I asked you about finding Johnny. I talked about it a little bit here, going up against and knowing what it was like to see this team, and then Antonio. What was it about these two gentlemen that made you feel like they would be assets to the team as well?
Well, Johnny, playing prior to the game, he's like fine. This guy, and man, he was so hard, so fast, just so difficult to get past. And me and that coach have an outstanding relationship for the past 20-something years, and we just worked out. He just there's people on there for us, and he got his associates to realize there's like commencement speakers, so he is really Antonio, through one of the top amateur contacts that I have in the country, teams, they connected me with Antonio. Antonio won the starting job last year and his first team all-year. And he is just growing second year. My God, you couldn't ask for any better three guys to lead the project.
We know what it's like for this team to win a national championship. We talk about having 3 national championships in the USCAA. Antonio, what is it about this squad this season that makes you believe you could compete for another one?
So we have a lot of experienced players that also help to the group. So everyone has its own experience, and then it also brings together. So we always try to get everyone's ideas, to get with the coach's ideas, and then hopefully they can get our ideas as well. And then we just have one objective, which is win the national championship, and everyone is completely into that.
Johnny, not only soccer, but a commencement speaker. So just what you could say about that the leadership that comes from that, the honor that comes from that. Not everybody gets to have speeches like that. So where does that all come from inside of you to not just be the soccer player that you are, but to try and lead and help other people to maybe hear a message that can help them?
I mean, it's something that I enjoy doing. It's like I'm really open to learn, open to grow, and being under my coach, learning from my leadership. I make a couple mistakes, I get corrected. I'm always open to learn new stuff. It's gonna happen, like you're gonna mess up. I can adapt to what you mess up. It was a good opportunity for me to be a student, and I'm always open to learn.
Was there anything in your message that you feel like kind of stuck with you when you stood up there as a commencement speaker? Was there something you wanted people to really remember?
Yeah, there was something that I said. It was like, whatever that you're doing in life, you're gonna face obstacles, so don't give up.
I love that. True, and adversity makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Jono, for you, this team this season, what has been your favorite, when you look at the guys that are here in practice, when you kind of just take a look on the field, what do you think about? What are some of those first things that come to mind for you? What you're most excited about with this team?
First of all, I want to say from past experiences, like Antonio said, I think we have a great structure and a great strength to this team. And another thing is discipline. I believe, the guys that were here last year learned what coach has put us under, like discipline and learning how to play his game. So I think if we, wire that into the new guys, we're going to have a great season and, a great chance of winning the championship.
You have a tattoo right here.
Yeah.
Bring me into, what does that say?
It just says family, I'll be honest. I just got up one day and I said, all right, let me get a tattoo that says family in Chinese on my neck.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the story.
You're like, let me get it, and you knew you wanted it in Chinese?
I knew I wanted it in Chinese.
Okay.
No Japanese, nothing else, just Chinese.
Okay.
Well, you know, Dan, journalists slows you down. Trust the process.
Right here. Right here, boy.
And it's obvious.
Yeah. So you got another one.
Yeah.
Are those the two that you have? You got more?
No, I got one on my leg, one here on my ribs, and a couple on my wrist.
A couple on your wrist. Do you have any?
No.
None? None. So he's got enough for all three of you guys.
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking about getting a tattoo? You'll see. What about you? No? Okay. If there's a championship here in 2024, is there maybe a tattoo that should be gotten for that?
I'll get another one that says trust the process on my back.
Trust the process? Coach, can we get you to get a tattoo? Absolutely. All right.
You're right next to me.
I was gonna say what I think should happen is there's a movie with the change up when they switch bodies, and Jason Bateman switched bodies with Ryan Reynolds, and they asked him if he wanted to get a tattoo, and when he was in his buddy's body when they had switched souls, they were like, are you sure this is what you want to do? He's like, I've never been more sure about anything in my life, and you didn't know until the end of the movie, and he got the face of his buddy on his back, so when he switched, it was him. So I think Nick and I think we should do that. We should put my face right back here. But so before we get into some rapid fire and have some fun with outside of the world of soccer, I want to know how you fell in love with the sport. Antonio, I'm going to start with you. Do you remember that moment in your life where you thought, wow, it's a really cool sport and I want to be a part of it? So in Brazil, since I was I think as an only as a person, I played soccer. So of my whole life, goalkeeper. When I was a child, I was very small, more than I am for a goalkeeper. But my aunt always said, hey, go to another position, try striker, try left back. But my passion was always being a goalkeeper, and that's what I'm going to do for my whole life. So your passion was always to be a goalkeeper, no matter what anybody said. No matter what anybody said. Do you believe that when they talk about the height and this and that and whatnot, do you believe that you've gotten that to go away? Have you answered that in your opinion with the things you can control? Your athleticism, your work, your just technical ability, your knowledge, your wisdom. Have you grown into the goalkeeper that you can be proud of?
Exactly. As a goalkeeper, I'm not that tall, but I compensate in other areas. So technically, explosiveness, power. So there is always something else you can do to compensate in the area that you don't have.
You know, if I could just add something. We're going on 27 years. There's been some big players, Sharpie, Jerusalem, 18 lessons. We got some history. We won 3 national championships. There were 7 national championships. And Antonio came into the picture. And I spoke to the coach, he's not 6'4". And I was like, oh, come on. But boy, has he come so many years. We played last year. I look at this team as the redemption team. I think there's a movie about USA basketball in the Olympics where they lost, and that next team was like the redemption team that were the pro players that won. There's a movie about it. We lost last year. 4 or 5 guys started out the season because of ACL. But with Antonio here in the national championships, he stopped this happening. And that was just all hard. You don't need to be 6 foot. You need to have that passion. If you just listen to it, it's just so contagious. We'll just be able to have it.
Is there anything that anybody does ever in Brazil besides play soccer?
So if you go to every beach, there will be a ball, and I swear, everyone playing there. So everywhere.
I was going to say, when you said you've been playing as long as you can remember, so Johnny, for you, when you look at your first memory of soccer, can you go back to that moment? Right, so since I was a kid, around 6 or 7 years old, it's something I always wanted to do because I grew up kind of seeing my old cousins playing soccer, and then when you go to watch them, you see the environment, how people enjoy the sport. Now I told my mom, like, this is something I always wanted to do. It was kind of difficult, and I remember one day I escaped the house, and I went to play like 4 or 5 hours away. And when I get back, she said, I'm gonna kick you out. And she didn't kick me out, and this is something that reminded me when I did my speech, and I told my mom that's what I wanted to do. After the speech.
What made you leave and go 5 hours away to play soccer? What was that?
Just because she didn't want me to play, and like even if I asked people to come and talk to my mom, she wouldn't let me. And I said, okay, this is sometimes you have to make a decision. I know like the decision that I'm gonna make, you're not gonna be happy about it, but I'm just gonna take the risk. So I took the risk, and today this is what he's taking.
Is she happy with you now?
Yeah.
Is she okay now?
Definitely.
All right, good. Jono, what's your first memory?
I started playing because I had asthma. So my mom was saying, you know, I want you to play some sport, you know, try and like get rid of it, and ended up getting rid of it. So, but throughout that process, I fell in love with the sport. I grew up playing in England, so you know that's a big passion over there. And honestly, don't regret anything. I would not change this sport for anything else in the world. So, I mean, I guess that's why it's one of the most populated sports in the world, and again, I wouldn't change it for anything.
I'm going to bring us all back in here, make sure everyone can see us. I believe they can, but we're going to get into rapid fire in a second. Coach, I want to go to you on this. You made the decision to have Jono, Johnny, and Antonio speak here going into the 2024-25 season. Why did you choose these gentlemen to represent the team here for Bobcat Buzz?
I just think that they're leaders. So hard. They have an opportunity here to really do some special things. Pretty fast. You see that the guys in the here, pretty talented. So honestly, they're not. I think they're pretty excited. So they're going to work hard as fast as they can.
Before we get into rapid fire, I want to hear something good about Coach. John, I'm going to go to you. First word that you think of when you think of Coach.
Crazy. Crazy.
Elaborate.
I want to say like he has very, very good drills during the sessions. It can seem a bit crazy at times to all the new guys that come, especially for me last year. I felt like I was in a completely new environment.
Yeah.
And crazy, but still really good. Yeah.
Love that. Interesting word there. Johnny, what about you?
I think my words would be like awareness, being aware of what's going to happen next. Because my coach always makes sure he knows what's going to happen and get us ready.
So he's gotten the awareness. He can see down the line.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Antonio, a word to describe Coach?
I'd say opportunity. He's a coach that gives opportunity to everybody, so it depends on you if you're going to grab it or let it go through.
Like that. Opportunity, crazy, and awareness. Coach, give me a word for each of these guys individually, starting with Antonio.
Antonio, delightful. It's just a sheer delight to him. He's so skillful as a goalkeeper, you know, just a really good coach, just delightful. Johnny, just determination. You know, getting the point is amazing as a job. And those are the guys. Jono, crazy. Jono, I've grown to have a pretty special relationship with. And, you know, this happens with new kids, all come from different towns, what they're used to. We try to get them on the same page. You know, and changes the progression. Once they do, those guys trust the process. They'll do a job in office. Tremendous player, tremendous human. He's got the ear of the team, and I'm just excited for these three improving to lead it. Experiencing really a lot of success.
All right, I'm gonna repurpose us again and bring us in here, rapid fire, so we can ask each other anything in the world, and none of this is planned. So, Jono, you get to ask me the first question.
Let's go. Favorite bud.
Never been asked that before. Favorite bird?
probably...
Don't say seagull, that's the worst kind of bird.
I'd probably say a blue jay, just because I think they're really cool. They look fake because they're just so colorful. So I'm gonna say a blue jay, and I grew up before I became a Diamondback fan. Before they existed, I was a Toronto Blue Jay fan. So I'm gonna go with Blue Jays. All right, my question back to you, John.
You can ask me favorite bird. I know what
I'm not gonna ask you favorite bird. I'm gonna ask you favorite memory as a kid.
There's a lot of memories to go. I'd probably say, just to keep it related to soccer, when my dad put the ball into me. He gave that ball to me, and honestly, I still have a picture of it. I still kind of vaguely remember it. What a great moment it was to kind of be introduced to the sport like that.
Awesome. What's your dad's first name?
Ivan.
Ivan?
Ivan, yeah.
So shout out to Ivan for doing that, or we wouldn't be here with you right now, right?
Right.
Antonio, what's your question for me?
What's the favorite sneaker?
Pair of sneakers. I usually buy Nike, but I'm a colorful guy. Like, these are my Jaguar sneakers, but I just like color. I have ones that look like the Flash, the red and yellow, and then I have orange ones. I have my Bryant Stratton ones, which are green and blue. So, and I usually wear those a lot. So I try to color code. So like if I'm coming to a Bryant Stratton game, I'm wearing those sneakers, and if I have other ones on, I have to switch them in the car or switch them at home and then come out. So yeah, I guess I would say Nike, but it just depends on what I like, just what it looks like at the time. Antonio, my question back to you. Okay, here we go. Is there any nation in the world that has more beautiful women than Brazil?
Bulgaria.
I'd say Spain. My girlfriend's from Spain, so...
You're going to stay out of trouble. Yeah, that's a good thing right there. No, Spain, well, I have family in Spain. So I was going to say, Spain seems to be close, but I worked with a lot of people from Brazil down in Disney at Epcot, and I was like, I don't know what's in the water in Spain, but in Brazil, but they're beautiful. All right, Johnny, what's your question for me?
Do you have a tattoo?
I do not. I thought about it. So there's a couple I was gonna do. So St. Daniel, he had the story about the lion's den. So I was thinking that there's actually one that I thought about putting on my left arm, and it's a lion looking up at God, and Daniel's next to the lion, and the lion's mane, a piece of the mane comes off onto Daniel's head, so they're like connected with each other. And I would on that probably put my grandmother, put G-Mama there, and Daniel 10:21, which is the Bible verse, and it's my birthday. So Daniel chapter Bible study group that we had, and I put Daniel 10:21, and the girl that was working on everything with me at this, we were trying to get people in, so we had like an activities fair, and she came over with the Bible open, and she set it down, and I said, what is this for? She goes, you'll figure it out. And I was like, well, what do you mean? I went down and I was like, oh, because it's Daniel? She goes, you'll figure it out. So I look at it, and it was open to Daniel chapter 10, and I was looking through it, and there's a verse 21, and it's the last verse of chapter 10. And it says, but let it be known in the book of truth, no one will stand for me except Michael, your prince, and my middle name is Michael. So in the Bible, under Daniel, with my birthday, that Bible verse has my middle name. So I thought that was cool, so I'd probably put that on there too. I think about it, but I don't know. Sometimes I want to, sometimes I don't. We'll see. Johnny, my question to you is, if one of your teammates was in charge of getting you a tattoo and you had to get it, they chose for you, what teammate would you trust the most to pick a tattoo for you? Well, who's the teammate that you think would actually come up with something good that you wouldn't have to worry about?
I think I'll pick Angelo because I kind of know Angelo back in the day.
Okay.
Actually, we played for the same team back in the day. We work at the same job. Okay. So I kind of trust him, and then I would trust him to get me a tattoo without worrying.
What do you think he would put on you if you had to pick something? What do you think he would? What tattoo would he pick?
Determination.
Determination?
Yeah.
All right, like a coach said, I like it. All right, Jono, what's your question? You can ask me another one.
Another one?
Yeah, we go one more round, and then Coach and I go back and forth.
I know you do a lot of interviews for different sports. So, what's your favorite sport?
I'm not saying this politically. I don't think I have one.
I mean, I played basketball my whole life, and I still play it to shut my brain off. Well, for a lot of reasons, I just love basketball. But the one time that I coached, was a head coach, was U12 soccer. And my goal was to be with those kids all the way through. I ended up coming back to Syracuse and working at ESPN Radio at the time. But I miss those kids to this day, the Carbondale YMCA pride. And so I don't know if I can pick a favorite, but I do get an itch every time I'm on the pitch. Something inside, like I start looking at it in my head. I want to start scheming. I want to ask questions. I'm probably going to be doing stuff in my head when I'm watching practice here today. So I can say, and I was saying to Coach right before, I was like, I love soccer season because I fell in love with the game around like 21, 22. I didn't grow up around it, but I actually dated someone who played, she played on the women's team at my alma mater, and she was an outside mid, and I was around her and her family, and just being around their passion, I was like, you know, I'll listen, just kind of see what they say, and ever since then I fell in love with it. So I can't necessarily pick a favorite, but my heart, there's a piece of my heart that lies in soccer. I will say that. All right, John, my question back to you. If you had to live on one food for the rest of your life, what food would you eat every day and never get sick of?
Moussaka. It's a Bulgarian dish.
Okay.
It's potatoes, beef, eggs and cheese layered on the top.
Okay.
With, you know, some spices and stuff like that. So if I would choose a food, that would be it.
Okay. I like it. Antonio?
So it's still my question, I swear. Can I have this question to you?
Yeah.
But
I'm going to bring us back anyhow. I'm not sure. We're good. All right.
Come on. Last one, please. Would you like to visit like Monday?
Italy and Spain. I want to go see my family. Yeah, without doubt. My question back to you, Antonio. What movie or TV world would you want to live in, and why?
One move that I like, one of my favorites is Squid. So it's like a Donnelly's, it's like a fighter, so like a UFC fighter, so he has a background, and he overcomes a lot of situations in his life, so it's a very good move.
Choose to be in that one? All right.
do you have any favorite books?
I would say the one that's by my bedside, the Bible. But I need to finish reading Billy Crystal's book, Still Fooling Him. And I feel like Billy and I have a lot of similarities in his love for entertainment and sports and trying to bring them together. When I read his book, I feel like, I just read it like, I feel like we would understand each other. I feel like we could probably sit and talk for hours about certain things, so I'd say that. All right, Johnny, my question back to you. Okay, so you have done a speech before. If someone was going to narrate your life, who would you choose? If someone was going to tell your story to a bunch of people, who would you want to tell your life?
I mean, I've been here for a couple years. I think like there's nobody that knows better than Coach me.
Okay. Choose him to narrate your life. He's your Morgan Freeman. I like that. Okay. I like that. So, Coach, I saved the best for last. You and I have done this before, but we get to put each other on the hot seat. What do you have for me?
Because Dan in 10 years.
Hopefully married, hopefully kids. That was the dream before any other dream. So, hopefully that. But I would say screenwriting, comedy, music, they're all still there for me. I love them deeply. Started singing before I started doing anything. Wrote music when I was like 10, 14 years old. And then making people laugh my whole life. I love doing that. And screenwriting is something that I got an idea, and when I get these ideas, I honestly believe that there's nothing I can't do. And when I have an idea, I feel like if I follow it through, it's going to happen. So there's some things that I got to get working on in that respect. So, and I trust God. God's going to guide me where He wants me. Amen. Nick. Okay, I'm going to kind of take your question but flip it. You and I have gotten to know each other over the last 3+ years. What do you hope to see in my life in 10 years? Having had some fireside chats together. What do you hope for me?
I'd love to see this when you're doing it. Entities like us, small schools, so it's really nice to see.
My question, okay, you got one more for me. Yes, sir.
What position, if we was to put you in a game, would you play for us in charity game?
Oh man, I would want to play goalkeeper because I too want to prove that it doesn't matter how tall you are. So, but I would probably say, oh man, probably forward, or I'd want to play mid because I'd want to challenge myself to run. I didn't like running growing up as a kid. I didn't like it at all. And now cardio is really important. And having dated Mandy and outside Meg, I told her, I was like, first 5 minutes of the game, I was 20 miles an hour. Like it was crazy. So I'd want to challenge myself there. But I want to be in scoring position. I want the opportunity. To be completely honest, if I was in a charity game, I'd want at least one corner kick that I can deliver. And I want at least one corner kick that I can try and head, because they've tried to teach me how to do a header, and I don't care what anybody says. They say after a while it stops hurting, and I think that's just if like you kind of have a concussion, it stops hurting. But I feel like it always they say there's a way to hit it right. Is there a way to hit it right? Is there a place in the head to hit it right? I feel like it hurts no matter what, but I'd like the opportunity to do it. I would like the opportunity for a corner kick to deliver and to hit with my head. So I'd say that.
So if you like to rap?
All right, Nick, let's see here. What does your future, since you gave me this, what do you envision for yourself in your future to look like on the pitch and off the pitch? What would be the things that you really hope for?
Living a dream. You're coaching soccer, played it, and I'm sharing those best practices with these guys. So I got my little guy that's involved in this, and he's amongst the best. And these guys embrace them, so we got everything right there. So I love to see my guys continue, little guy, these guys to continue and win some more championships.
Well, for Coach Nick, as well as Antonio, for Johnny and John here, myself, Dan Tortora, here with the Bobcat Buzz, Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. You already know this, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Come and see the men's and women's team on the pitch here in 2024-25. You know men's and women's basketball comes up after that, baseball, esports, all of the things at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. And these student athletes, on camera and off camera, I know they appreciate you. Their stories are incredible. They're awesome people to know. And if I could say anything about you as a coach and about all the coaches at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, you find some of the best men and women that I've had the opportunity to talk with because they're good people. So you can feel that positive energy, and these are the ones you root for. So we got to get to practice. We'll talk with you all soon. Good luck. Appreciate it. Thanks, Coach. As always, appreciate it. Sure. Thank you. Good job. Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McNerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where He just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Brian and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Brian and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Brian's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Bryant's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here is a special message from Brian Bruno, owner of Servomation Refreshments Incorporated.
I grew up in the family business, had the experience of working for a national food service company with thousands of employees, and as much as I enjoyed the experience I had, there was something about, owning my own company and being able to change the things I saw wrong with the industry firsthand, which is why I moved back to my hometown in Canastota, New York, to launch Servomation. It was back in 2007. When we first started the business in 2007, really you didn't find any machines with credit card readers. There was a lack of variety in machines. You got stuck with basically whatever the vending company wanted to sell that day. There was a lot of inefficiencies in the business, and those were all things that we saw as opportunities, both from a customer level to improve and from an operating level to be more efficient. We've really been at the forefront of introducing retail technology into our space. We were doing self-checkout back in 2009 before it really became a national phenomenon. The whole point of it isn't to just improve the customer experience, it's to make it feel more like a retail environment where people don't have to be afraid of what they're buying behind glass. They don't have to be afraid of not being able to see the ingredients of the packages. It was an easy transaction from that standpoint. If we were to reinvent something, we wanted to make sure what we were making looked and felt more like a deli and not like something that you would traditionally see in a vending machine. I was tired of hearing for years the customers say the wheel of death because the vending machine would circle around with the same tuna salad in it. What we wanted to do was it really change the perception of that food. So allowing customers to touch it, allowing customers to feel the weight of it, allowing customers to see the freshness of it, and also the variety of it really helps them change the perception and ultimately the value of what we bring to them. The point of differentiation you have to make is either in value or the quality. And I think on both of those fronts, Servomation has really, in large part, changed that value system for employees. So they no longer have to worry about bringing their food from home or having to leave their desk during the day and rush out to get back in time for their break to end. We're bringing something that they can count on in their break room every day, and they know it's going to be there, they know it's going to be fresh, and they don't have to worry about it being sold out or something that they don't enjoy. We've also heavily invested in flavored water machines, so you can get a glass of water with a fresh piece of fruit in it, along with bean to cup coffee machines. So there's not a day that goes by we're not surprised when we get customers that call us and say, we didn't know you could do all this. We're really lucky to have a strong group of dedicated employees. Most of our employees have been with us since inception. They're family to us, and people like doing business with people they like and trust. And I think the same thing goes for employees. In a day and an age where there's a lot of corporations that just look at an employee as a number and don't get to know them, that's just not the way I was raised or how I like to do business. So we're a little old-fashioned. We like getting close to our employees. We like knowing how we can help them. We like knowing how we can improve their lives, adjust their schedules, whatever it may be to help improve their quality of life. And we think in the end that makes for a happier employee. We're fortunate enough to have really grown over the last several years, and from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to Connecticut, we really do have a strong connection, even though we're not in the rooms every day with these employees. There's not one single employee that we feel like we don't know, and certainly we know they can call us at any time, and they're definitely treated as family to us. I wake up every single day really excited to surprise our customers in a good way. The one thing I could tell you is I think that every one of our employees and every one of our customers will continue to be at the forefront of every decision we make.
Find out how Servomation can help you and your business by going to servomation.com. And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. For those of you watching, we're going to end, and listening, we're going to end this video and audio feed, start a new one on the exact same channels. For those of you that are not familiar with this, during fantasy football season, we give fantasy football its own separate video and audio broadcast so that everyone can get their fantasy football advice instantaneously when they go back to watch it. And we do it here on Wednesday so that you have it for Thursday night football, when there's Saturday games, of course, all day Sunday, and Monday night football. So we're going to end this video, start a new one. Stay with us on whatever channel you're on, and we'll be back up in just a moment here on Wake Up Call with Dan.